The 15th hole at Augusta National is known as Firethorn. It's a 530 yards long par 5 that is actually the easiest hole statistically on the golf course. It's played to a scoring average of 4.78. But it's also arguably one of the most theatrical holes on the course. It's a true risk-reward par 5. The tee shot plays uphill slightly. There's no fairway bunker, but the hazard here off the tee, if you will, is really trees. So new trees have been planted down the right side, and then there's trees that jut in from the left that players will want to not be blocked out by those left trees for their second shot, and certainly not want to get tied up on the grove on the right. So they really need to find the center of the hole, and from there the hole is reachable. From there the ground crests and goes back downhill to a pond fronting a very narrow green. The green is roughly 25 yards deep on the right, but there is a right bunker there at the green. But then it triangulates down to only 15 yards deep on the left. And so there's some really tricky pins on the hole. There's some easier pins on the hole. It's very easy for players to go over the green and then be faced with a pretty tricky recovery shot with the water staring them now from the other side. Anybody that has some tee issues that has to lay up is really going to be challenged in that the layup area is still sloping quite dramatically downhill. And so from a tight lie to a firm green and small green, just over the pond, that can be a very tricky third shot as well. But because it is reachable and because there is this hazard feature, you can see big swings in the game here, in the round here, in the competition. So players on Sunday are going to think, if they're behind, like, this is a hole I have a chance at eagling, and somebody in contention even has to play aggressive as well, because people are going to score on this hole. But that then all of a sudden brings in the possibility for the pond in particular to really come into play. In terms of history, lots of great dramatic things have happened here. Probably the first was long before my time, but the so-called shot heard around the world when Gene Sarazen made the first double eagle in Masters history. We holed out with a 4-wood happened here on 15. That actually allowed him to catch and tie Craig Wood, and they went to a 36-hole playoff. That was the format then, where he actually ultimately ended up winning the Masters by 5 shots. And of course, in 1986, which I distinctly do remember, as one of my more dramatic moments as a golf fan, when Nicklaus made his historic run to win in 1986. He hit it to 12, 14 feet here at 15 and made that putt for eagle, which really helped to catapult him into that historic finish and for him to get the green jacket. So 15 is one that come Sunday at Augusta, everybody knows what's going to go down. Lots of potential for drama here, lots of potential for big swings. It plays into 16 is in essence right behind it. And so you really can get some big roars and things going on as depending on what's happening on 16 and what's happening on 15. And the drama just sort of always seems to build in this corner of the property at Augusta National. And it's certainly a great and exciting golf hole that we'll all be watching on Sunday.